Yeah, you can increase the sound now.
Medgar Evers College, the City University of New York, USA. We are thankful to giving us the
Yes,
opportunity to
that it is
present
okay
our
now.
paper in this virtual conference today. In behalf of my group, do the organizational proficiencies dominate in innovation and can manage the major factors of innovation? A systematic literature review of last 5 decades. Senior Management Counselor, Bangladesh Institute of Management, BIM, Bangladesh. I was previously seasonal academic at the University of Newcastle. Dr. Pierre Datta, Executive Chair of Center for Business and Economic Research, and Raju Muhammad Kamrul Al, RUDN University, Russia, are other 2 members. Before going further, it is necessary to have some background story. Firstly, innovation is the most effective weapon in today's dynamic and to gain competitive advantages over the competitors, innovations always help in stepping ahead. Innovation is inevitable in all industries and sectors. Our paper is a result from a research on innovation in the water sector. Secondly, the research was undertaken at the doctoral level. It was jointly funded by the Organizational Resilience for Innovativeness in Service Delivery project of the Hunter Water Australia. Finally, this the very wide literature review grounded a solid foundation for the entire doctoral research. The innovation literature is very wide. The concept of innovation indeed not at all new. Rather, it's ancient and well-practiced idea. In his book titled The Theory of Economic Development by Joseph A. the father of innovation theory, structurally and evidentially established the concept of innovation. Organizations are affected by numerous and also a couple of factors restricting them from performing innovation. This paper aims to identify the factors of innovation and then to find the most dominating factors and their relationships. The search for the factors of innovation resulted in numerous factors which can be classified and grouped as the major factors of innovation identified the scholars. The paper deals with the following objectives. Firstly, to accumulate all the factors of innovation from the literature of last 50 years. It will help other researchers to conduct innovation-related studies. Secondly, to contribute to the body of knowledge with a summary of factors of innovation and clustering them for the use. Thirdly, to examine what type of factors are the most dominant in pursuing the innovation in the organizations. Fourthly, to provide a relationship among the dominating factors toward innovation. And finally, to support the practitioners of innovation in focusing on the most critical factors. The paper discovered few dominating clusters of factors of innovation, such as organizational proficiencies, external environment, culture, and HRM function, etc. Testing or examining propositions is more effective for the qualitative research. Therefore, this paper is dealing with the following propositions. Number one, are the organizational proficiencies the most dominating factors in innovation? Number two, do the organizational proficiencies affect the factors of external environment, culture, and HRM functions toward innovation? In fulfilling the objectives of this paper, the study is going to examine the innovation literature, Hence, it is using qualitative research approach. A systematic literature review or SL claimed for gathering information through literature analysis. The SLR is the best qualitative research method, therefore. Before conducting the systematic literature review, it is a must to set the review protocol for effective review of literature and the body of knowledge as well, to extract accurate and as much as possible the factors of innovation. A systematic, structured search of published literature has been carried out with the Scopus, Google Scholar, and Web of Science databases, because these three databases contain the most recent and related research. In the review protocol, the guidelines are such: the studies carried or written on different factors or drivers of innovation or innovativeness or innovation capabilities or concept in the title. The studies must be undertaken in specific industry. The studies carried out through either qualitative or quantitative analysis, detailing measuring instruments, that is questionnaire, interviews, survey, literature, and case studies. The studies preferably include scholarly articles and conference proceedings of paper, books as report with a high relevancy to this research. The papers or articles or report are published in English only. These are the review protocols. Selection of papers. Using the Scopus, Google Scholar, and Web of Science databases, initially 1,517 scholarly papers were identified, and after removing the duplicates and mismatch with the titles, the number became to 843 that primarily matched with titles. After a careful study of the abstracts, a total of 327 papers were selected for full text reading. 224 papers were rejected as these did not fulfill the review protocols. Finally, 103 papers were incorporated in the systematic literature review. Findings. The systematic literature review resulted in identification of 102 individual factors, or often called drivers, that positively influence innovations in the organizations. These factors have been classified into 10 groups or clusters using the research synthesis. Such synthesization allows the researcher with freedom to express own contribution in a scientific manner through describing each group with the support of literature. Through thematic coding, the groups have been termed as culture, HRM functions, top management orientation, external environment, organizational proficiencies, leadership, knowledge management, market pressure and competition, technology adaptation, and research and development. The SLR identified 14 individual factors of culture, such as innovation culture, building cultural infrastructure, strategic culture, culture for creativity, and so on. Fifteen individual factors under HRM functions were identified, such as human resource management practice, competent technical staff, motivation, teamwork, and so on. 10 individual factors under top management orientation were identified, such as strategic vision, decision making, entrepreneurship, management priority, and so on. The SLR identified 11 individual factors under such as factors of external environment, environmental sustainability, collaborative relationship network, social network, and so on. "25 individual factors were identified under organizational proficiencies, such as organizational resources, organizational structure, capital resources, working condition, project management, innovation management, practicality, total quality management, continuous improvement, and so on. 3 individual factors were identified under leadership, such as leadership style, idea generation, and vision. The SLR also identified 6 individual factors of knowledge management, such as external knowledge sources, knowledge management, knowledge codification and or transfer, process of knowledge codification, knowledge development, learning or action learning.
Just a maximum
8
2 minutes.
individual
If you can
factors
flip
of
through.
market pressure and competitions were identified, such as market and structure, marketing, clients, external environment, market pressure, and research and development collaboration with other R&D institutions. Okay, then Dr. Datta, then in that case, I'm explaining by quickly from this slide.
Okay, just take maximum 2 minutes. Okay, please.
Yeah. So finally, in the table, in the structured literacy, where organizational proficiency appeared in the highest number of studies. 6 groups are HRM function, external environment, market pressure, and competition and culture. Groups in the same findings we find here: organization, market pressure, culture, and environment, which is similar to the table Y. We find that obviously organizational proficiency is established as the most dominating factor in innovation in the organizations, and other 4 dominating factors are HRM function, external environment, market pressure and competition, and culture. So altogether, it found that according to proposition 1, our first proposition is accepted as organizational proficiency is the most dominating factor. And the second one was, proposition was, whether organizational proficiency can manage other 4 dominating factors. In that case, we found that organizational proficiency directly can control most of the factor of external environment, through which they can improve their innovation capabilities. And market pressure and in case of market pressure and competition, the organization can do a lot to get the competitive advantage through the innovation capabilities. And culture and organizational proficiency has the mutual relationship. Culture can affect organizational proficiency, and organizational proficiency also can affect the culture. So they have the vice versa relationship, and same as the HRM function and organizational proficiency also. So considering this discussion, we can say that there is the good interrelationship among these 5 dominating factors, where organizational proficiency directly impact on the innovation and also control the external environment and can influence the market pressure and competition. And culture and HRM function has mutual relationship with organizational proficiency in the innovation endeavor in the organizations.
Thank you, Nazmi. If you can conclude, please.
Yeah. So in conclusion, we can say that through the systematic literature review, it has been proven organizational capability, and it can control and manage other dominating factor presentation. Thank you, everybody.